Hello guys, this is my 29-gallon planted tank. Had this tank set up for about 2.5 going on 3 years now. Mostly low light plants that are in here in a highlight setup. That's a Phoenix Planted Plus LED light that's on there, and I'm running CO2 at about 2 to 3 bubbles per second. Most of the plants that are in here are Anubias, different kinds, probably 3 different kinds of Anubias in here. Some Crypts, 3 different types of Crypts. Crypt Winty Red, Crypt Winty Eye Green, and Crypt Balinese, I think. Crypt Balinese. A red lily is on the far left corner. I got Java fern, 3 different types of Java fern. I got the regular Java fern, I got Java fern Winterloff, and I got the needle leaf Java fern in here. I got some Java moss that's coming off the driftwood is in here. Some stem plants that are, I guess, that I had from the old setup that I thought that was taken out, but they sprouted up over time. They just sprouted up out of this tank and grew all the way up where it's actually noticeable. Like you can see, that is Lobelia cardinalis that's growing all the way up from down there. It came all the way up here. These plants here has also grown up from out of the old scape. And I got like 13 neon blue tetras in here. Black Molly pair, male and female. 3 Cory cats and like 6 or 7 Narite snails. I got the Eheim surface skimmer in the far right corner. Filtration, I'm using the old school Magnum hang on the back canister filter on the far left, and I got a hang on the back filter directly in the center of the tank, just for circulation actually, but you can't really see it because of the banana plant leaves are in front of it. And yeah, I like this tank. Very low maintenance. I was dosing the macro micro mix. I ran out of it, so I started using a capful of Flourish Comp on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And I have a lot of, as you can see here, I have the whole selection of the AI dosing, Plant X, the KNO 3, this one, and this one. So I have them. I just I don't know if I need them for this tank here, because it's low light plants. I got it under high light though, in CO2, which the Anubias isn't really impressed, because I do get algae on the Anubias. That's why I have the mollies and the Narite snails in there. What else? Oh, I do have this Hygrophila pinnatifida that's growing up there. I put that in there. A new trick that I've learned with this tank here, with this setup, since I want to stack kind of high, because when I get a tall tank, I love to use all the space that's in the tank. I hate having open space that's not being utilized. So since it's a tall tank, I stacked the driftwood, well, the rocks first, rock base, and then I stacked the driftwood on top. And it's tough to put like Anubias and Java ferns in those spaces. So what I did was first I grew the Java moss over all the driftwood and all the spaces. So it took like a month or two. So when it covered everything up top, I just stuck the Anubias and the Java fern on top of the Anubias and Java fern on top of the moss. So it just all that Anubias and Java fern is just growing off of the moss that grown in those spaces to elevate everything. So that's why everything is higher up than how it would be if I just planted it on a rock or something. So I just use the moss to elevate it and to keep it there. And the moss grows around it. So you can see like all the branches have moss on it, which that was my intention. I wanted all the branches that's out that you can see to have moss on it. And all the other branches that's under all the Anubias and Java fern, that's perfect. So it just keeps the tank elevated and full. So the tank is pretty full right now. Like the Java fern on the right side, that's in like I actually found a driftwood piece that had a hole in the center. So I just took a small piece of Java fern and just dropped it in the hole. Like put a plant weight on it and dropped it in the hole. And that was like 2 or 3 months ago, and now it's covering that whole upper right side and just growing daughter plants all over the place over there. So, and it's good. I got the Anubias in that far right corner too, over there. And that's shaded area, so I wanted to cover that space up too. So I threw a bunch of Anubias over there to let it grow in that shaded area over there. And I really like this tank. Probably my best layout of all the tanks I ever had. Well, it's my favorite definitely, but I think it's my best one because this is exactly how I wanted it. It wasn't something that I planned, but it turned out exactly how I wanted it. I just thought I didn't think it was going to be this full. I just thought that I'll have maybe some crypts in the bottom left hand corner, and you'll see the driftwood all throughout the tank and a little bit of Anubias here and there with some ferns, but I didn't know it was going to grow this full. Like those crypts are almost touching the top of the tank, and they started off from like how these small ones are right here like a few months ago, and it's almost touching the top of the tank. And the same thing with the Java fern, is just growing to the top of the tank full, and I really like how full it is. And I wanted to keep a low fish load, so I just got little small neons because I wanted some blue in here since I had all this green, different shades of green, a little bit of red. So I wanted to add a lot of blue, add some blue in here, blue tint, like it was like a blue tint. And I really like the black mollies because they do handle a lot of the algae, the blackbeard algae and the hair algae that's in here. Well, that comes up, they deal with it. As far as the narwhal snails, they help out too. I got 2 different kinds. I got the striped ones, and I have the orange spotted ones. Orange spotted narwhal snails are my favorite. And I don't see any of them right now, but they are in there. I actually also have some cherry shrimp that's in here too. I don't see them unless I do a water change. If I do like a 50% water change, when I fill it back up, then you'll see the shrimp come out and they'll graze on the algae and the moss and stuff for a few hours, and then they'll go back to hiding. I guess they're hiding down in the lower level, but there's a lot of them in here, but I only see them doing water changes. But I really like this tank. I really like how it came together, the colors,